Oh man, we're live. I just got out of the shower. What's going on, everyone? Oh my god, what a day. I've been up since, been working on a car since 10:30 to 9 p.m. I just got out of the shower, my first break out of the entire day. But 100% worth it. We got Marks Mark4 running. You don't understand how much of a relief this is, guys. It's so good that it's finally up and running. It's got a transmission. We did a coolant flush. We did all new coolant lines, hard lines. We did a brand new radiator, brand new clutch. Flush did a transmission. No, we did an oil change today. We pretty much power washed the engine bay. New axles, new ball joints. What's going on, Johnny boy? Kanda tiny, kanda way. We've done a lot of work today, me and Mark together, and we're gonna show you. We're gonna show you the stuff we did today here in my driveway. Actually, on the side of my driveway. Actually, right behind me. This is Marks Mark4 is actually right behind me, behind that garage door. All the work that we did on it. Oh man, that kid is legit. I just gotta say that kid he's going places, man. That kid, he's smart kid, and yeah, he doesn't know this stuff, so he's gonna have a hard time explaining things or understanding certain things. But as we work on the car, I explain what does what and how and why are they relevant to the other part and what sensors mean what. So he understands. That's what's really cool about it. And again, if you guys don't know who Mark is a local kid that I met through family. Super cool teenager. And what's going on? What's going on, everyone? Super cool kid. Man, this kid's like a straight A student in high school. Family doesn't have very much. I'm not gonna go more on top of that, but they're not the most well-off family. Let's just leave it there. So, kid's really cool, and so he took a really liking to what I do here while I'm working on cars, and he wanted to learn. And he showed enthusiasm, like wanting to learn. So, one day I told him, "Hey, come over," and it's during summer. It's 100 degrees. I'm all like, I'm gonna get him on a day that's gonna be brutal. He's gonna hate it, and it's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be miserable, and he's just gonna hate it because it's just working on a car in 100-degree weather is the worst in the world. I mean, honestly, it is. If you ever worked in the car during the summer, it sucks.
Is it okay if I keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, it's fine. So he comes over. We work on the car for almost 6-7 hours in the heat. I'm like, oh man, I think I broke the poor kid because he was sweating. I mean, armpits covered in sweat. I mean, this poor kid was just drenched, drinking bottles and bottles of water all day. Again, I'm helping him, teaching him. I'm just waiting for him to be like, I'm done. So we finished doing what we needed to do. He ended up leaving, and I'm like, oh, we had dinner and everything. Then I sent him home. And the next day I told him, I go, if you want to come, I got more work tomorrow. I got more car stuff to do. He's like, okay, yeah. Like he wasn't really enthusiastic because I thought I broke the poor kid. And right around 9:30, 10 o'clock, texts me, hey, can I come over and work on cars? I'm all like, whoa. Like, yeah, come over. I was just like, whoa, this kid is really in it. And yeah, ever since then, he's been hitting me up, texting me, messaging me. Can I come over? Can I come over? Can I come over? I'm like, dude, I need tiny little hands to get in little parts and parts on cars. Please, I will feed you. I will take care of you. I will teach you. And yeah, ever since then, it's been over a year, right, Ben?
Almost a couple years now.
It's been almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years that he's been coming and going, back and forth, helping me out here. So, again, he's now like 16 years old, and I'm all like, you know what, Mark? You need a car. And not any car. You need a Mark 4. Because, here PincheAls Garage is We love Mark 4s. Is what we do. We do Mark 4 stuff here. So, you know, asking around, see if anybody had a Mark 4 for sale. And my buddy Stanley, aka Capanudo, had a car that had a Mark 4 that broke down on him. I kid you not, like a mile and a half down the road. And he was just over the car. Like, he just hated the car. He just couldn't deal with it anymore. And I hit him up, and he hits me up. I'm like, do you want to fix it? I told Stanley first, do you want to fix it? I wasn't getting Mark involved yet. And Stanley's all like, no, I'm over it. I just want to get rid of the car. I'm ready to throw it in the junkyard. I'm like, no, we need to save the Mark IV. And I go, what's wrong with it? He's all like, I don't know, man. It won't go into gear and all these weird problems. I'm all like, that's fine. I'll take it. How much you want for it? He's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, I will take it from you. He says, you can have it, but you need to get it out of this driveway because it's stuck at the driveway because you can't get it in gear. I'm all like, I'll get it in gear. I'll get that sucker out of there and all the way at my house. So I pulled the battery out my bus, brought it over, started the car. I kid you not, I floored that thing, put it to clutch in, and it slammed it in gear, and it went. I got it in gear, and then drove it a mile and a half down the street. This thing was scary, dude. I don't know if you've ever been in a car with a cracked transmission, number one. 2 blown axles. The car, after 10 miles an hour, was going. I was just like, I am scared out of my mind with this car. I don't even know if I'm going to make it home. And it started overheating. Like, this thing was just a disaster. I mean, I felt like this car should have gone to the junkyard. But again, it's PincheAls Garage, man. We don't give up on the Mark IVs. So, I got all the way to my house, parked it, and ever since then, that's been 3 months now. October, November is when we got it. Put it on jack stands, and then 2 days later, Mark came over. I told him, hey, Mark, do you want a car? He's like, what? I go, look, this is yours. You can have it. He's all, what's wrong with it? I'm all, everything. But he's all like, well, I'm all like, what we gotta do? Everything. Like, everything's wrong with it. And I'm excited. He's like, why are you happy? I gotta fix this thing. I'm all like, yeah. It's your Mark IV, Mark. And that's why it's called Marks Mark4. The segment that's on our YouTube channel. If you find it, go on YouTube, look on playlists, and find Marks Mark4, and you can see all the progress we've done to it. We put a new transmission, clutch, flywheel, coolant hoses, new coolant temp sensor, new radiator, power wash the whole engine bay, fix the oil pan leak, fix all the boost leaks. And today, not even like an hour and 30 minutes ago, we fired it up and turned on in like 10 seconds, like no problem. I'm like, wah, 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 boom, fired up, idled, perfect. No weird vacuum leaks, no funky idle, no jumping in, just flawless little car. Mark's smile went from like, hey, and then went, woo, all the way from cheek to cheek. This kid's face was worth it, 100%, man. I'm so glad that this car is going to him, and it's taught him so much about patience, you know, hard work, working on a car, learning how to wrench, you know, learning instructions from me. You know, yeah, he was a gopher for a while, but I became a gopher for a minute or two. He's all, oh, I need this part, I need this to him. I'm like, yes, he knows. So, that's today's segment, and we're going to give you guys... we're going to give you guys some footage of today, because, again, it was a pretty good day. Yes, and the car's 100% Cali legal. 100%. The car is 100% smog legal in California. I made sure all of the important stuff works. because we have to smog it. That's the next thing is we have to smog the car next. So, yeah, that's kind of a thing. Let me see if I can get this video to show up.
So today, underneath Mark's car.
So I gotta capture a window. Yeah.
So today, underneath Mark's car, we found this
It's not showing the video. That's lame. Let's see here. Maybe there's a different way of doing it. Media source.
So today, underneath Mark's car, we found this gigantic mushroom just growing underneath the car. Yeah, thing's massive. You can just see it compared to my hand. As big as my hand. It's pretty cool. So today, on Marks Mark4, we're finally going to finish it up.
So, if you guys are watching the video, pretty much this is what's going on. And then, yeah, just watch it. Yeah, that mushroom was massive, and it was growing underneath his car. It was so huge. It was the only one big old mushroom growing underneath. It was crazy. So that was the very first video from today. And then, is this the right next one? Alright, so there's Mark and his Mexican Korean pop star hair.
I did a lot of work, so what did we do, Mark?
We replaced everything, the battery and the radiator. We got new oil, we got new gear oil.
Transmission. We got a new transmission, new clutch and flywheel. We got all new coolant, metal piping. What else did we do?
We got new
Axles. Fixed most of the cool oil leaks. This is its first time it's going to turn back on after, what, 2-3 months? Since, when did we get it? October, November?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we got the car. So, Mark's going to hold the camera, and I'm going to fire it up, and we're going to see if it turns on. And let it turn off. Oh, man. See if your baby runs.
Yeah, I know, George Pacheco. They're very different.
Where? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Crazy how that car just fired right up in an
Fired
instant
up right just
after
fine.
sitting for 3 months.
Where's my phone?
And it sounds great, you
There
know?
you go, man.
Crazy how that car just fired.
Dang, Marks Mark4 running. Finally, after months of work, finding all the little problems it had, tweaking it, taking our time, learning from it.
Yep.
Not just throwing parts at it. We take our time and find the right parts, and we throw the money where it's supposed to matter. Let's see here. Yeah, see now it's all low, so we gotta start adding more water right now. But yeah, pretty much we're gonna have to figure out how to fix the SAI or the combi valve. This guy right here. This is having a major vacuum leak, but we'll figure that out later. I mean, but the car sounds like a Mark IV. Ticky and all. No vacuum leaks, believe it or not. This thing fired right up. It's impressive. All right, Mark, do your Mexican Korean. Oh, there it is. So pretty much we'll give you guys another update when we get to the point where we actually put it on the road. We still have to fix the hood latch. That thing's bent all to no tomorrow, so that's going to be next to be repaired. Right now we're going to burp the system. I mean, everything that we did to it, we don't need DIYs. It's all typical stuff we have on our channel right now. But we want you guys to know that Mark did a lot of work in this car. Obviously, he had a helping hand from me to get his baby up and going. All right, thanks a lot, and we'll give you an update later, guys.
Hard work always pays off. Whether it's really hard or simple work, it really does matter, guys. Believe it or not. And I think hard work always pays off. And the experience he's having with it as well is what matters. Honestly, to me, it's all about the experience that he's having.
So it is a
I think this is the
total
last
success.
video too, but let me confirm it.
Fans
Oh yeah,
are working,
this is the last video.
the
Yeah.
radiator is working. No coolant leaks that we can see so far. Coolant ball is doing its job. We just burped the system. Everything's idling beautifully. It's hitting proper 190 degrees temperature. The only thing I can hear that's bugging me a little bit, it might be a new pulley.
Yeah.
It could be the original pulley that's in here, guys.
And yeah, the
I mean,
the car finally
So that's the only noise that I hear that's annoying in this.
the fans
car
kicked
that's,
on.
again,
We had to wait
bugging
so
me.
long for the fans to
But
kick
the
on. It
car
was really
idles
annoying.
like a stock Mark IV. They are clickers. Besides that, though, I mean, it is running beautifully.
But we
Mark
were
did a
stoked
great
because
job, you know, following
fixing
instructions,
fans actually is
understanding
one
why
of
we're
the
doing certain
I think one of the
things.
worst things to fix on these cars
And
because
again, the car
you're looking for
is-
pretty
is
much
working. The car
a needle in
works
a
in
haystack
comparison to what we
when
had before,
depending on what
with the cracked
fails
transmission,
on fans,
leaking
because you
oil,
got a fan
leaking
switch,
coolant
coolant
everywhere.
temp, you got a fan
So
module, then
now
you
that
got
we
like
did
20
a
wires
thing
that
with an
control all
engine
those
bay
two
cleanup,
fans and the
clean underneath
module and the
car and
relay,
everything, so anything,
and
if it is
any
gonna
one of
leak
those
oil
parts
again,
can fail and
we
then
will be
cause
able
the
to find
fans
it
not
and
to
fix
work
it
at
immediately.
all.
That is kind of the
And
goal
then you gotta
when you clean
pretty
an
much
engine
fish
bay,
through everything
is
and
to
find the failure
fix,
and then see where
and
it
clean,
failed
and then
and
fix
fix
if there's an
that.
actual problem. And I'm so glad
We actually had
that,
to do some
my
surgery on the
buddy
car
Stanley,
right before this.
aka
Actually,
Papadoodle, let me have
we
this car.
snapped
Let me give it to Mark.
2 wires
the
on the
teenager.
speed sensor. So
And,
prior to
again,
this,
Mark's having had a
before
lot
we
of
got the
fun. Did you
car
have a lot of fun
running,
doing this?
Yeah.
we actually
Did
had
you
to
learn a
go
lot?
all the way to Oceanside
Okay.
Junkyard,
You know,
and we
again,
got
this is why
we got a
PincheAls
hood
garage
latch.
exists, so we can
We got
help,
we found
pretty much,
a
you know, the next
transmission
generation,
rubber plug for the
the
tranny.
next
Never
generation
I've
of
never seen a
dubbers
Mark IV with those on
and
there.
get them into
I got one of those.
Volkswagens, but the
We
right
got a
way.
new
In other
speed
words,
sensor
hands-on
because we
experience,
ripped the wires on the
you know,
speed sensor.
learning
So
why we gotta
we
replace
stripped
certain
them,
things and not touch
put a new
others and certain
pigtail,
stuff. If it's not broken,
soldered,
don't fix
and
it,
heat
pretty
shrinked
much.
it. So
So,
now he's got a working speed sensor again.
Everything's working great again, and the only
And yeah, I
thing we
mean
gotta fix
everything
now
again
is also the
works on the
combi
car
valve,
without
hose right
without a
here.
hitch.
Since we do have to keep it stock,
Yeah,
those little things.
yeah.
are gonna be-
Again,
those little
Rob,
minute things we're
you
gonna
got lucky,
fix,
buddy.
when we
You
get
got
there.
lucky.
If anybody's watching this video and has a good stock
So
Mark IV front
this is
bumper,
what we filmed
I would
today,
love to buy it off of
and
you.
right here at the
for
end, we
Mark,
are
looks
asking
like
for help
silver.
for you
This
guys.
one's kinda
Again,
beat.
I can
we're
only
taking
do
care of
so
pretty
much. I don't have as
So if
much
you
money
guys
as I
have
would
one,
like
please
to
hit me
give
up. I will gladly buy
Mark.
it off of you
But if
guys
you guys
for
have
Mark.
any spare parts
Anyone
lying
local
around
in
for this
San Diego
kid, I would
area,
love to buy them off of you guys.
Again, much appreciated
know,
if you guys have
um,
everything else on Mark's car.
he needs a
is
new
working
bumper
great.
or
We're gonna
just a
swap
good
out his,
bumper. This
lenses
bumper's
on his,
beat.
on his headlights with glass
Um,
lenses down the road.
The suspension, the
next,
front
fix
suspension's
is
blown,
actually
but
here.
we're gonna
Fixing the
use what
latch
we
plate.
got.
This
until
is
we can
completely
afford a new
broken.
suspension on it.
Again, this is how I
It
received the
needs.
car, so
I'm gonna
do
buy him.
everything
I'm gonna
can
see if I
to
can get him
fix
some
it to be
bushings
super
for the
safe
front,
him. We
because
gotta do
the control arms are
bushings,
done. The
we
control arms
gotta
are completely
do
shot.
struts and brakes
So
and
that's
all
super
that, but
important. The
for
brakes
now, the
work.
car
I'm
runs,
gonna check the
and it
life
runs great.
once I drive the
Thanks
car around the
everybody for
block.
tuning in on
See
Marks
if
Mark
the
4.
life on
Here's
the brakes
Mark,
are doing
the
good.
Mexican Korean pop
But
star.
I mean, you can't look at his face. He's so happy. He's so content. I'm glad that this turned out the way it turned out. So that is pretty much the current update right now on Marks Mark4. Those videos will be up tonight or tomorrow if you guys want to rewatch them. Again, it's just keeping everybody updated on what Mark is doing and what are we doing together with this car. I'm going to pull his headliner on Tuesday. Because on Tuesday we're going to... What's the word? He needs... On Tuesday, he needs to get his, don't need a blow-off valve. We're keeping the car stock. Thank you, Tiny, but no thank you. On Tuesday, I'm pulling his headliner, and then we're going to get the car on the ground and driving. We're going to try to drive the car around the block. And look for any other noises, because we haven't driven the car yet since we got it back. Well, since I got it, so we need. So if you guys can source out, we need shocks or coilovers. If anybody has that, he needs an accessory, a tensioner belt or a tensioner. I mean, a tensioner or the tensioner pulley is what he really needs, because I think that's what the noise is coming out of the engine bay now on the left side. It's kind of a creaky noise. So I think that's what else he needs. I'm trying to think. And that's it so far. Everything else, again, we're going to get new glass lenses for his headlights, because the headlights are super, super faded. They're original headlights with plastic covers. So, I mean, no light's going to go through it. Or maybe some. But that's pretty much it. For now, you know. Are they in good condition? What a spick, or aka Christian. Okay. I'll talk to you later, buddy. Like I said, we're not trying to slam his car yet. We will slam it. I am gonna... We're not putting a wang on that thing. We're gonna lower the car. I'm gonna wrap it later, probably next year for him, or later in the year. We're probably gonna do a wrap on it. Maybe some wheels. He got some nice wheels on the car already. Maybe just he's got to get tires on it, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, I don't think we need to do many more in this guy's car besides the interior. Oh, floor mats. Has anybody got a good set of stock floor mats? That'd be nice. The ones in there, he doesn't have any. That'd be really nice to have that in there, because the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna power wash the crud out of that interior. The interior needs some good loving. So if you guys have any questions tonight, if not, I want to call it a night. I'm actually pretty tired. It's been a long day, very very long day. So again, if you guys don't have any questions at all, I think I wanna call it a night.
You're not gonna address the email?
Oh, before I forget. Oh, thank you, Bev. Thank you. Ay, ay, ay. I almost forgot. I gotta address some emails. Hold on.
You got two.
Two emails from two people. So John, he says, "Hey Al, I recently found your channel and wanted to express how grateful I am to have you as a resource. I love the idea of removing the smog engine array, but I'm not 100% on the details yet. Does Patreon membership include more specific guidance from you? Not looking for hand-holding, but instructions on where to look would be epic. Your newest, biggest fan, John." Well, oh, dang. Geez. P0172. So what John is asking if I offer more hands-on experience or more help with very specific guidance, and yes, I do.
With as a
Well, Patreon or just on YouTube side, I am open to helping everyone, not just one. How can I say? One person, individual, in one specific way. Now, the reason why I say that is because maybe this one person has something that someone else wants. So why not we all get together and advise each other, and that way we can make it a group situation where we all can bounce ideas off each other and help each other out as much as possible. So, John, if you're on here right now or not and watch this video later, please message me on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, or here on YouTube, and we can figure out how to get together, set a time and date for a live stream, and give yourself a list of questions that you have for me and maybe the community, and we all can help get together and help you decide on how to approach the job or the mod you have at hand. Okay?
What would the benefit be of being a Patreon, though? That's
Uh,
what I'm asking.
Well, the benefit being Patreon is that you're getting exclusive content for VR6 builds. Okay? So Tyler Winkler. I love your last name, by the way, Mr. Winkler. Yes, the SAI delete is 100% worth doing, because you got to think. You get rid of all the smog equipment. In other words, things that are prone to fail due to vacuum leaks, boost leaks, oil leaks, cracked valves, crack sensors, crack hoses, a failing sensor. So you remove all these sensors and these hoses and these lines all out of the system. Once they're gone, there's no reason for them to fail. Pretty straightforward. Now, I can tell you again, it is a smart thing to do, but it's also not a very smart thing to do, because if you're in California or in a state that requires for you to have a smog inspection, you're immediately going to fail smog. Period. Done. Sorry. Not sorry, but that's the law. So doing it is super beneficial, again, for your car, because let's assume you have a vacuum leak. Guess what? You can only have 2 vacuum lines now, because you only need your brake and your N7. 3 vacuum lines. Your brake, N75. Oh no. Is it brake, N75? Diverter valve, and your fuel regulator. But they're all lines that are literally right next to each other. So if there's a problem with one of those 4 things, it's only one of those 4 things. There's nothing else. It's super cool. And it's super easy to diagnosing the car ends up being that much easier for you, because there's nothing left in the bay besides the minimal. So, yeah. Yes, Mr. Winkler. You can get around doing the delete without a tune if you do the resistors that you can get from URO tuning or Euro tuning. But at the end of the day, if you do that, you spend the $80, you know, to get your resistors in. You're still gonna have a check engine light for insufficient flow, but the car will run fine. Now, if you get a tune and tune it all out, no check engine light. You don't need to buy resistors. You don't need to buy a kit of any sort. Just tune it, remove everything, leave it disconnected, and move it out of the way and clean up your bay. Done. In PA, we have smog and vehicle inspections. I have it registered 2 miles from my house where it changes to only vehicle. Wait, what? In PA, we have smog and vehicle inspection. I have it registered 2 miles from my house where it changes to only vehicle. Okay.
They don't know that.
Where they don't require. That's super cool. Yeah, Rob. When the SAI pump starts winding up like that, it's because the seam of the pump is cracking, or they're separating, so the pump is like sucking air in or pushing air out. Can't remember what it was, and it's just making a loud noise. You can actually separate the pump and put an RTV sealant around it and bolt it back together, and it should stop the noise and fix that problem. But again, if you want to clean up your bay and all that, don't need it. Just put it in a box in the garage and forget about it, and go back to it in 2 years and put it all back together. I mean, just an option. That's right, Warren. Roll call. $4K is definitely a good budget for building a 1.8T. It's actually a very good budget. That'll get you at a fully built motor and maybe a clutch and a fueling for getting ready for a big turbo. Again, it really does depend on your power goal, Tyler. If you watch the previous live stream we had with Rob's build, once you go past the 400, 450 horsepower range, it gets really, really, really expensive for the 1.8T builds. But when done right, they're going to be bulletproof, you know. So you really got to think about what is your real end goal when you're building your engine. For power, because it can get really expensive. Okay, so just hoping for 325, 350, then yeah. I think if you shop for your parts right, you could probably get away with $2,000 to almost $3,000 on just the block alone. Again, shopping correctly for your parts, and the rest of your money, I mean, you can get. You know, if you go with a journal bearing turbo, like I did, they're not the most reliable. They're also not the longest lasting, but at least it'll get you boost. And that way, I mean, you'll get 1 to 2 years out of it and then save up some extra money and then buy a real ball bearing turbo where it'll last, number one, forever. And it'll make all the power you want on the low end all the way to top end. And you'll have so much fun driving. Again, 4K is a real number for big horsepower. 4K is also a great number for building a reliable engine. Okay. Same rods I always recommend to everybody. Integrated Engineering drop-in rods. Best rods for your dollar. Best rods, period, when you're going big turbo. If you're trying to if you're trying to make 600 horsepower or less, that's what you need, is Integrated Engineering rods. They've never done me wrong at all for the past freaking 10 years that I've been building. Mark 4s, and they're stupid reliable and strong. I mean, they will take a beating. All right, but when you buy in rods, you gotta pair them with the right bearings. You gotta pair them with the right rings, gap the right rings. You gotta pair them with machining the block, doing your head work. I mean, stock pistons are good up to 400. Remember that, 400. 400. That's it. So your goal to 325, 350, Mr. Winkler, is perfect. What do you mean specific block? You got an AWP, you got a 1.8T, you're done. You just got to build it. You got to build the block. That's it. Man. Yeah, just stay with AWP here in the U.S. In the outside of the U.S. is all the way other options. Exactly, Rob. That's a really old write-up, by the way, too. Oh, okay. Smart, Mr. Tyler. That's a very good idea. Yeah, pretty much anything from 2002 and up in a Mark IV, GTI, or Jetta, they're all AWP engines. Okay? Later, Warren. Deuces. So, again, AWP is the engine you want to start with as your block, and then you build on top of that. Oh, man, my eyes. Yes, Mr. What a Spick. There is a difference. The motor itself has different rods, and different fueling, and a different turbo. So the rods are actually weaker in a AWW. The pistons are also weaker, so they're not really meant for like high boost applications. So internally, they're not as strong. The block and the crank are identical though across the board. It's just again, it's just the internals that they put in them are just not the best. The AWP is why everybody goes that route. AWP is the good block because it has the good pistons, has a good rod for up to 300 horses if you want to build just a 300 horsepower little daily. Dude, that's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for, Tyler. You know, it takes years to learn all this stuff. It's not something I learned overnight. So, again, that's why a lot of people go to AWP because they're able to hold up to 300 horsepower all day. Well, 300 pounds of torque. Horsepower doesn't really matter. The block can handle 300 pounds of torque. After that, you're in rod bending territory. The rods will just bend and you're done. So it's actually normal for them to bend with high boost. That's why when a lot of people say, oh, go KO4, just go KO4, and then their blocks crack or they bend rods, people don't understand that small frame turbos are torque monsters. They make too much torque too quickly, and that's how you break an engine. Unless your engine isn't built or supported for high torque, you're just gonna break it 100%. It's just gonna break, and you're not gonna like it. You're gonna be super sad, and it's just be disappointing, honestly. You know, and that's why I tell people is like, what are your goals? What is your budget? You know, if your goal's here and your budget's here, then we need to move your goal back down here where your budget's at and be realistic. Because what people don't realize, when you build something and you make something this powerful, you have to support it. Okay, there's supporting mods for all that functionality, all that power. You know? What's going on, Luis?
Everything goes.
Yeah, everything has, you know, there's a piece to every part of the puzzle. You know, you add more boost, you gotta add more fuel. You gotta add more timing. Well, you add more boost, more fuel. Well, how do I get more fuel? Well, bigger pump. Well, what else do I need to do? You know, TT struts actually sit too high. Those won't work for us. Thank you though, Tony. I appreciate it. You know, so, you know, once you start making more power, well, also you got to factor in, well, is my clutch going to handle it? I paid $40 for the fuel injectors from Aaron. For a whole set of fuel injectors, $40. Super happy. Shipped, by the way. So again, these anything you ever build, any car you ever build, stock axles are rated for nothing. They can't hold much power. But axles, yeah. See, now you got to worry about them. That is true. Axles, you want to get Raxels. Remember that name, Raxels. They're best axles in the world, and they're the guy who makes them will build them based off your ride height, your power rating, you know, your driving, the way you want to drive the car. So if you're a stance boy and you want your car slammed on the ground, he builds axles for that purpose. So when you slam your car, you're not going to blow up axles every couple months. So, and yes, they are expensive. Ask Rob how much you paid for them. The warranty is legit. It's guaranteed for life as long as if they break due to actual failure, he'll replace them with no questions asked. You know? But if you break them because you're stupid, then yeah. Exactly. You call him, you order axles, and he will be very specific, and he knows, you know, he knows what you're investing. And you got to keep in mind, guys, Raxels are probably one of the best investments on a Mark IV if you're going to drop your car more than 2 inches. I'm just telling you guys that right now. If your car is lower than 2 inches, you're going to blow the driver's side axle every 3 to 4 months. I promise you. All right? I promise you that. How do you know, babe? I'm always replacing them.
It happens. You're talking about the AutoZone thing.
I mean, you can buy AutoZone axles. They're $60 a piece. But you're going to replace them every 3 to 4 months.
But they're free replacements.
But they're free replacements. I agree with that. I have a stack of them in the garage. I have 4 of them. 2 for the driver's side and 2 for the passenger side. And the one's already installed. So I always have them swapping out on one at a time. I always have axles in stock here. I gave Mark a set of my axles because he needed axles.
You know what you're doing if you
Yeah.
and get the free alignment deal over at.
Oh yeah, if you guys live close to a Firestone,
Is it Fire?
yeah, it's a Firestone.
Yeah.
If you guys live close to a Firestone, they offer lifetime alignments per car for like $150.
It's like normal alignment. I think it's like $70,
Mhm.
but you can pay like $100 and get it for life.
Yeah, they have like
It
a
depends on the area. It's like for 2 alignments you get. Well, maybe it's like
If you want, Luis, you can definitely do that. Or what else you can do? What else is like, just give me your stuff, and then you can have the stuff that's in the engine when I build it. Well, not when I build it, when I give it to you. That'll work too. Just when you pick up your engine, bring me that stuff. You know, I think that would work. That would be a better option. That way you just save on shipping. Don't worry about it.
the same for the alignment thing. It's like for the price
But they don't align Stan's cars, do they? No, they do. They did my wife's car.
You have to ask though.
Yeah, make sure the shop that you, whatever Firestone you go to, that they're low car friendly.
Because the one we go to is. So. Or they know what they're doing. They use wood to get you. They use the wood. The guys know to use the wood. To
Yeah, or you can bring your own wood. Bring your own wood ramps if you guys are really, really like cautious. Make your own wood ramp so you can get on the rack for them easily. I've done that before.
Let's ask for Marty.
This is for somebody
Other
else.
exes.
Yeah, Luis, just save your money, dude. Well, just when you drive down here to pick up your motor, that'll be it. That way you can have everything. Just take it. Take it away from me. You know, I still gotta drive the car like 2,000 miles, by the way. So be patient. I'm probably gonna use the Outlander license plates.
Where is he at?
Huh?
Where is Luis?
He's in San Francisco.
I'm like, you can drive up there and drive back.
Well, I could drive it with the Outlander plates. They're the exact same car.
I mean, you could drive there and drive back. You could probably make enough miles on it.
No, but I can't put hard miles on
Oh.
it. That's the problem.
You'd be doing
It has to be like on, off, stop and go
You'd
miles.
be doing like 40 all the way up.
Yeah, dude, I would not want to drive 40, 50 miles an hour all the way to San Francisco. That'd take like 2 days. But that would be a great idea, too, to go meet up with him in San Fran. I'd love to go down to San Fran. But then that thing would cost a fortune to drive up there. So VR, it gets like 20 miles to the gallon.
Like not when you're doing 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, but it's gonna do like it's gonna get like 20 to 24 miles to the gallon. It's a VR6. These things are horrible on fuel mileage. What's up, banging? Is your phone charged? It's not that bad if you baby it. Exactly. It's not that bad. My GTI, my Mark 4 GTI gets 30 miles a gallon all day as long as I don't floor it. Then it goes down to 10 miles a gallon if I floor it. My TDI gets 50 plus miles. 50 plus miles of the gallon flooring it. With nobody in the car though. No, we did 40, the full rack and the whole car full with packed. Nice, banging. Well, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I am tired. I just want to give you guys an update on Mark's car. I'm so glad that again this kid is definitely happy. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Just want to give you guys an update. Yeah, Cali sucks. 100%. I don't care for it anymore. It's only going to get worse. Only going to get worse.
Electric cars.
Yeah, gonna force us to drive electric cars, you know? Mark's car is done, dude. That's what's up. You gotta watch the beginning of the video, buddy. You're behind. I'm gonna post up the videos for today's updates. So. Alright, guys. Have a good night. Be safe out there. And as always, if you see another dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Deuces. And as always, here at PincheAls Garage, we're going to break, we're going to fix, and we're going to repeat. Peace out. Have a wonderful night, everyone.